Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. I'm trying to see if I can have a live stream with the video capture. So I've done my best to learn a few things and see how it can be done. So I know the quality of the picture is pretty bad, but many of you requested that you want to see the live streaming rather than just the photo. So considering that the internet connection and the bitrate upload is all not so great at this location where I am, therefore I have made some modifications and hoping that you guys can see at least not a lag through the broadcast. So that's why the quality is not good on the picture, but let me know if it actually works or not. I'm just testing it tonight just to see if we can have these live streams with the video from now on, or go back to how it was, which was no picture and just sound. Hello El Haj, I hope you heard what I said, so let me know if yeah, I know you can see me, but Marielos, let me see if the lag is there, or is it you can hear me well and there's no lag in the video capture either. I had to compromise for the quality of the picture in order for it not to have a lag, so I hope that it doesn't, but I need your input to see if it does or not. Hello Bruno, how are you? He says, thanks for the help with my question on Facebook about my violent relationship. I still miss my ex, he says, but I'm doing my best to move on. Good for you, Bruno. Nobody has the right to abuse you. Nobody has the right to be aggressive in a relationship. Relationship is, that's what it is, relationship, not to do something to be unrelated. Anybody who wants to abuse you or wants to take advantage of you, regardless of what, you need to put up and foremost importance to your freedom, to your safety, and to a good experience, positive experience in this life, as much as we can help it. And that sort of thing, definitely you can help it. Now, let me guys know if the quality of the picture and the sound is acceptable. At least I hope there's no lags. That's all I'm really focused on. Mariello says, I can hear and see you well. All looks great. Very handsome. Okay, great. Well, for me, when I look at it, when I'm doing this, there's a lag between me hearing myself and then seeing in the video that it's actually saying or doing what I'm saying. For example, right now I'm doing this, but you will see my hands moving in about 3 seconds later. So, but I hope it's continuous for you and it's only what happens here. Anyhow, as long as it's okay that and everybody is happy with it, then I guess we can, after this test, we can have it all with my face in your face. Face to face, as they say. So now, a bit of a news, world news. What I learned today, first of all, I woke up with so much snow all over here in Vancouver, British Columbia. We never had this much snow this year. It just hit out of nowhere. We knew it was cold for the past few nights, but this is something. It's been coming down for the past many hours. Also, I just noticed the news that there was a big volcanic eruption in Indonesia, in Sumatra. So I hope people there are safe and sound. And now we're back to our regular programs. Razel Ann says, hello Mehran. Hello dear. Good to see you here. Just do me a favor, put an R after H so at least I recognize my name. Now, I wonder if I increase the Razel, actually, I'm trying, to be honest with you, no, I don't remember. I don't remember, but, you know, thankfully, I've been reaching so many people and they've been so kind to want to, you know, share the stuff that I have to share with them, which somehow, sometimes, if I'm not in contact with them often, I forget the interaction. Ah, Elsna, and I chatted you before about, yes, I kind of remember something now. Yes, now, with the long distance relationship that you had. Yes, somewhat. I don't remember the detail, but I do remember that I had such a conversation about such a topic with someone, and that someone was a lady, and that must have been you. Must have been a while, I think. Oh, you, let's say now, I remember better now. I think you're in the Philippines. Am I right? I think you're in the Philippines. Yes. You wanted to become a chef. Yes. Tell me, how is it going? Yes, so you are from Philippines. So I'm not, yeah, I do remember somewhat. So tell me, how is it going? What steps have you made in becoming chef? While I chat with Bruno says here in Brazil is making 28 Celsius. 28 Celsius? 28 Celsius is pretty warm. It's very warm and still gives you snow. I wonder how could that be possible. You know, 28 Celsius is like a hot day. Hello, Robert. Good to see you here. So I'm actually delighted that I spent quite a bit of time today, because obviously it's snowing and all my appointments outside of where I am was canceled due to snow and driving condition stuff, which to my delight gave me a day to be cozy at home and do stuff. And so I spent part of it learning about how to try to synchronize the settings for the OBS to allow me to do a live video. I brought the video quality very low. I wonder how you guys see me. I see myself kind of distorted here, like kind of foggy, but I wonder how it is out where you are. But at least it doesn't have a lag and the connection is good. Hello, John. El Haj says, how to stop desiring your ex-girlfriend who the nursing teachers told you that you are not compatible with her. I'm sorry, how to stop desiring your ex-girlfriend, that I understand, but the nursing teachers, so I take it you're becoming a nurse and you go to nursing school and nursing teachers have told you that you're not compatible with her. How the hell do they know? Or are you both known by the nursing teacher? Are you both studying nursing, maybe in the same class? But anyhow, regardless of what other people say, you can tell if you are compatible with each other or not, if you are hitting it off, if you're having a positive experience, if you're having a good relationship, if communication is there or not. All of that is clear indication between you two. You don't need somebody else telling you. So if your question is just limited to how to stop desiring your ex-girlfriend, it's actually a very good question, but very simple answer to it. The answer is this: desiring seems to you, or to most people, that it is a default, is something out of your hands. It's something you can have no control on it. That when you desire something, you're not driven to get it and there's no way out. Which in fact is, if you understand what gives birth to desire, how desire actually blooms, arises, comes to be, then you can easily understand that you can simply have a say and decision making in that process of desiring something, someone, or not. Now, so let's talk about what desire, how desire forms. We talked about this wonderful characteristics or phenomena that each human beings have in the past in many of my videos. As you all know by now, let me do the plug here. That's the commercial time. We have over 750 videos now on the channel. 750 videos. I have to repeat it myself to understand. You know what that means? That means pretty much bloody every scenario that you can think of after your breakup, it could be in there. All you have to do, go on my channel, YouTube channel, and search for that, what it is that concerns you, and it will show you a bunch of videos. And plus, on top of that, we have over 60 playlists. If you go on the playlist list, you will see so many different topics, and each playlist group have, I don't know, from 2 to 60, 40 different videos on that topic. So you can very well take care of your problem going to my channel, and it's all free. That's why I really ask you guys, if you guys have been helped by the channel, and it's all been complimentary, as you know, please share the videos that you like, the topics that you like on your social media. Promote the channel. Let us be known. I have heard from hundreds and hundreds of you guys that how wonderful the channel content is. It really describes and explains to you how your psyche works, the relationship between thoughts and consciousness, fear, desire, and ego. You get to know about your inner self, how you think, how you function, why is it that you feel the way you do, why you act, react in certain way. And all of that is explained and is helpful in these helpful videos. So since I've heard that so many times from you guys, and I know you guys all have been helped, and you all remember that the books that I've written, which are on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, and all those books, when you go on the site, you have a chance to click on the book. And before click on the book, there's a video about the book that tells you in 2.5 minutes what the book is all about. Then you can click on the book and see the table of contents of the book. Then you have a chance to read a sample chapter by clicking on the page. It will flip for you and you can read it, see if you like it. And all those printed versions are expensive books because they're heavy, 360 pages, 600 pages. They have to be shipped, so they have a costly shipping charges, and they're like $80 or $100 US. But knowing that this is expensive for so many different currencies around the world, and part of my intention, beside the economic benefits from it, that it's flowing through the efforts, is that I want everybody to be helped. And to help everybody, and everybody to be able to afford to have a copy of these books, I've turned all these paper versions into ebooks. And from $80 and $100, I turn them into $4.99, $5.99, and $6.99. So in any currency, Indian rupees, Australian dollar, or wherever it is, you can all afford it. It's a pretty much price of a cup of coffee or tea. So now you have no excuses. With all these efforts that I've made for you to have access to these supporting material with such a very affordable prices, which there is really no economic agenda in them, in this version of it, then I want you at least share the videos that you like on your social media. So let people know about the contents and about the channel, so the channel will have more subscribers, and then of course its advertisements on it will take care of its economic needs. Now, having said that, let's now go back to answering the question that let's see who had the question. I think the question was how to not desire your ex, and we talked about that desire is something that you can have, that you think that you don't have any control on, but here we want to discuss how desire is born. And once we understand how desire is born, then you'll see your role and your limit of control in it. All right. El Haj asks how to stop desiring your ex-girlfriend. Well, when you meet someone, it is no different than coming in contact with anything else that you may desire. The process of desire in this way, again, let's use the same example I used before. Let's say you are in an auto show, and while you're walking by and looking at things, you see a car, the favorite color of your car, a blue car, somewhere out there in the next saloon, and you see, wow, what a beautiful blue car. So your eyes made contact with that blue car, interested you. You recognized what it is, and because of that, you are interested to go further. While you're moving towards the car, the sensories come to work. You know, the touch, the taste, the hearing and sight, and all these things, the five senses that we have. And of course there's a sixth one, but here we're just working with five. And they all come to work, and the closer you get to the car, the more intense this connection of and coming to picture the role of these other sensories of you becomes apparent. So you get close to the car, and now you actually touch the car, grab the handle, or you go in front of the car and you lift up the hood and look at the engine, and you're now interested even more. You're having now connection not just by the eyesight that you had at the beginning with the touch. Now you smell the engine, and you open the door of the car, you sit in it, the new smell of the car, the whole thing, all these sensors are at work, plus the fact that now you sitting behind the wheels, the images of how you would look when you're driving this car, how others will see you, what image you will have, how it feels when you're driving this car, all those images are created then. Once these images are created, that's when the desire is born. And then you pursue it, and so on and so forth. Of course, then you'll see you can't afford it and you walk out, but you still desire it. So now you turn that into an encounter with your girlfriend, let's say, or girlfriend to be. So you see this girl, El Haj, and you see she's, this girl is a girl that you kind of think she's pretty. So you go closer and you introduce yourself. So there's an interaction of words, and the verbal interaction takes place. And then you guys maybe possibly in a cordial way express interest to each other to further discuss things, or shoot the breeze, talk about the weather or whatever it is, and you end up maybe at the same time or a little later on plan on sitting for tea or coffee. And eventually, see, all the sensors are now coming into picture. You're sitting down and you're talking, and then possibly look into each other's eyes, and then oxytocin is created, and the promise of intimacy and all that, and then eventually you both give enough consent to hold each other's hands, and you walk and do things, activities, now physical touch is in the place, and eventually all this whole thing causes images of being together, being a couple, and all that creates those images now, creates that desire to go further. Or you can just think of it when you got to her and talked, and then maybe you sat down for a bit, had tea, all that again, the images are created, and you want to go further, you ask her out, and then so on and so forth. So when the images are created, that's when the desire is born. Now, when you're aware of this process, then you will know that this is not a deity event. It's not a God-given, heavenly, out of this world, out of your control. It's a process. That desire for almost anything happens in this way. So when you know this, then you'll understand that same thing that you're so hot and bothered by it, so excited about it, or missing it because you desire your ex, same thing can happen again with another person, because this process is part of your programming. It's not going to die because this one didn't want you or this one didn't work with. Now it's impossible to have desire for another woman, for, whatever your relationship is, for another partner. If you understand all that, then there's no mystic for you. Then you don't treat this word desire as if it's, oh, I have no control in this, and I'm doomed, and it's only up to her to want me. No. In fact, if you realize through our discussion, it was you who created the desire. If it wasn't because of your programming, the process of desire being born, the things that you feel, the sensories coming into action, into play, if it wasn't because of you, no desire for her is created by herself alone. She is not the secret that you are actually feeling like she's in control of your desire. It is you who, because of your programming and going through the process of this, what we just talked about, the sensors coming to play and all that, who ended up creating, desiring her. Nobody by themselves can create a desire in you. These processes should take place. And because these processes did take place with your ex, then you desired her and you desire her now being your ex. But the good news is that since it was you created, initiated, produced, and gave birth to desire, you will always be able to do that when you go through the same steps with someone else, with another person. So the desiring ex doesn't mean that you have to pursue it and it's impossible to have desire for somebody else. It just means you don't have all those images and steps necessary for desire to be born with somebody else in your head yet. Go create it. And before you know it, you'll spend enough time with that one, and this one will naturally disappear out of the images in your memory that you already have to create all the prerequisites for desire to reappear. And right now, the reason you desire your ex is because all the memory of the steps necessary for desiring her to be born is already on file in your memory. So when you think of her in any way, shape, or form, all the pictures and the memory files that you went through, experiences of intimacy and touching and being with her and all that, is already there. And with remembering her, all those files also come with it. And you feel like if it's happening again fresh, and the desire is born again. But there is no reason for it to be born. It's just a memory of all the files. But all those steps are not taken place again. It's an old file. So treat it as it's an old desire. Therefore, nice, but I'm not interested anymore. I command this desire to be known as an old memory, as something that I do not wish to have these images to recreate that desire for me again, and you pass on and focus on creating the desire with somebody else. It is all in your hands. It is not in her hands. It is not in the ex's hand. It is in your hand if you understand the mechanism of creating of desire and how desire is making you think that you're desiring the ex right now, when it is only the images in your memory that makes you think it's happening again. Therefore you react to it and you feel like desire is born. But when you let yourself know these are all memories, I don't want to desire her, you will not desire her. Stop desiring her. It's all up to you. And go and decide to desire somebody else through creating the steps necessary for desire to be born with somebody else. I hope that answers your short question with this long answer, but that's what we are here for, to exchange knowledge and help you to understand how your psyche works, so you'll be immune to all these things that you feel, and suddenly you feel like you have no choice, you have no control. But I want you to know you do. Now, Razel and Medja says, now it's fine. I'm happy now and break up already to my long distance relationship. Okay, good. And I make it clear. And about my best friend, I still talking to him just normal. Good for you. Good for you. I'm delighted. And I want to make sure that you will follow your dreams, and that becoming chef is something that you will not forget, and do what it is that you love to do and make money from that. Marielos says, do you believe in pain in certain parts of your body is related to your emotions? Well, you know, let's look at it intelligently while simply, because none of us are doctors. I mean, I'm not. But you can tell that emotions and nervous system are affecting each other. When you're nervous, you have a certain emotion. When you have a certain emotion, you become nervous, or any other kind of emotions and reaction by the nerves. So obviously, when you are feeling sad about memories that you remember that is not happy, let's say death of your pet or death of a friend or someone in the family, when you think about that, the whole idea of something that you loved and you were used to it, it was part of your order of life, part of your mechanical process, that when you would get up, you would text him or her, you would text your friend, or was it your father or mother, or you would call them. It was part of your mechanical process, things that you would do during the day. Now, when you remember that they're not here anymore, you can't do that, and you remember how you were able to do that, you miss them, and you feel sad, you want to cry. Well, that emotion, that memory, causes certain emotions to erupt and to come to surface, and then they express themselves, and the tension from that emotion could create certain kind of a tension in different parts of your body, which it will manifest itself in some kind of a pain. And sometimes it is just a good cry. Emotion will release that tension, and it has a different opposite effect, that cry, that sadness, when you have accepted it and understood it, you just miss it and you cry for it, and then it releases all those entanglements in the nervous system and in nerves and all the knots, and you feel like relieved and relaxed, and flow of the whole system flows much better, the signals flow much better, and you feel even more relieved than pain anywhere. So yes, it does, and yet it's not like it has to, because by changing your perception of the memory, by understanding it and realizing that you can change your thoughts about this memory and accepting it and being okay with it, and understanding how you can further go and replace, if it's a X or if it's something that is like a death in the family, you understand it. By that understanding, you limit any kind of a body pain to come with it, because you simply are remembering something that you know is part of life. It's nothing you can do about it, and you're not going to dwell on it as if you can become God and change the rules about it. But you realize that they each have effect on each other, the nervous system, the memories, the feelings. But when you understand these are memories, you've already dealt with them, and that's how you get affected by thinking about something. Memories come, then emotions of those memories come, then emotions affect your body, and your body goes through certain kind of a reaction. That could be some shaking, some twitching, some nervousing, some pain here and there. But all of that again can change. If that's the reason for it, it can change by the way you relax your mind, you accept the event, and you meditate, or you engage in some outing or some friends to bring more dopamine and oxytocin in you, some sporting events to create more of a energy flow, and again you will deal with that in that way, and all will be fine. So I guess I lost connection. I wonder if you guys can hear me or not. It's now lagging. that's the dreaded circle. Let me know if you guys can hear me still or not. So I totally lost the So guys, can you still see me and hear me? Give me a feedback, because right now I have lagging here, and I have all kinds of red lights and so on. I don't know if you guys heard me at all. Guys, can you hear me? And can you see me? I think we lost our good connection. Still broadcasting. Can you guys give me feedback? Just write something. Let me know what's happening with the quality of the picture. Robert, what about the video capture? It looks offline to me. So all along, it was just a little lag, even though when it says offline here, you guys can still hear and see me. Okay, good, good. Okay, I will continue and then hopefully the recording would be better than what it is now. Let me go to the next question. I hope that was a sufficient discussion for Marielo's question, and I'd appreciate the feedback, Marielos, if you heard me what I said. Now we go to the next question. Mila says hello. Hello, Mila. And Robert says, then the car tells me she loves me. The memories. So, Don Diego, good to see you. You finally found us here. And El Haj says, thank you. That was great. Okay, El Haj, you my pleasure. And Robert says, like the stomach. Robert, you're talking in codes. What is right the stomach? I don't know what like the stomach means. Now, aliens exist and I'm the proof of it. That's a name. Says, hey sir, hello dear. And do I have to say the whole thing when I want to address you? So when you say hey sir, I should say, hello alien exists and I'm the proof? or is there a shorter way? AEIDP. He says, he or she, I'm not sure. Guys, remember, the rule for us is that you let me know where you're tuning in when you put your question in, and how old you are, and if your picture doesn't have any, it doesn't signify if you're a man or woman, let me know if you're a boy or girl, so at least I know how to address everything and have a good picture of who I'm talking to. Now, he says, hey sir, I left my boyfriend. Oh, that obviously, well, again, you know, I think that then that's a lady. I left my boyfriend of 4 years a year ago because he's controlling and possessive. He insisted to stay friends and kept begging me to get back with him. Lately, I have been thinking to get back with him. Well, you know, when you want to get back to an ex, you got to see if that ex is still in the same mindset as when you guys separated. And for the reasons that you guys separated, it was because he was in a certain mindset. And you also got to see if his motivation to get back with you is really a relationship with you or sex with you. Because often men want to get back with the girl, or girl want to get back to the guy because they miss that sex, or they're just horny. It's been a while, they haven't been with anybody, and now they can't remember any reason why they broke up, anything bad about it. All they can remember, which is one of the characteristics of human being, we mostly remember good things, and the bad things we seem to have an easier way to forget, which is how it should be. However, you gotta see if that person has the same intention for a relationship as you have, and if you really want to get back with your boyfriend because you have seen the changes, or you're convinced that he's changed, or you miss relationship with him, or is it because there are certain things missing in your life that you can't provide for yourself and you want somebody else to do it, and he happened to be the one candidate around? Or the other way around, if the guy wants to get back with the girl, you know, or the girl wants to get back to the guy got to see if she's really there for him to recreate or, you know, better the relationship how it was, and for whatever reason it was disconnected now, are the reasons still exist, or can they see that it's not there anymore, it's resolved, and is she coming back because she wants him, or is she coming back for certain reasons? So both of you have to see if you guys are new, a new person in reality, in actuality, or are you pretending to be new so you can get your way and get what it is that you desire? And that's really the same as manipulation and not being honest. So you got to treat getting back together as, again, a new date, if that was even something you wanted to consider. Usually, hardly human beings change in 1 or 2 years separation from each other. They're still the same person. They still have the same challenges or strong points, and nothing really has changed in a couple of years. The transformation really doesn't take place on usually on most cases, not that fast. So you got to see if all the conditions have remained the same, or the intentions are now upgraded, or better quality of the person. All these things that you got to consider. You can't just say, just because the guy keeps coming at you wanting it, then you got to say, okay, you're considering it. Why? Wearing you off? You're supposed to take care of yourself, make decisions for yourself. You're responsible to bring into your life people of good caliber, good standards. You know, there's no way once somebody comes into your life to get rid of him as fast as you want to. It's going to take a while. Even if it's going to be fast, it's going to make you go through lots of anxieties, hardship, anger, and all that. So the idea is, before somebody enters your life, you do your screening, not after. It's the same as if you have a big, you know, huge sieve, you know, on these construction sites around the world, you can see these big screens are put, and then somebody's shoveling dirt and throwing it, these screens with small holes, and then from the other side, the earth, the powdery earth comes in, and this side, the rocks and the garbage stays out. Now, the smaller these holes of these screens are, the purer and the better quality of earth would be sift through, would be traveling through this screen and have a better product the other end, and less of the rocks and the worms and the shit and the garbage can go through the holes. So you have to also have a certain kind of a screening mechanism, which would have very, very small holes, which means very strict standards. So not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can pass through it and qualify to go through and enter your life and become part of it, and eventually later on you find out that piece of shit was worm, or maybe snake, and lots of rocks and garbage and shit has come through your life. Now you got to find them and get rid of them. That's a unnecessary thing to do if you really have a good screening standard and mechanism to take care of it. So you should exercise and practice the same standards, the same mechanism to help yourself before you let back in, whether it's an ex or somebody new. Either way, you got to make sure that someone who's coming to your life meets your standards, not just that it feels like okay, oh, he will be better, who knows. So let's move on to next question. I hope aliens exist and I'm the proof. Was able to hear my response. Dan Diego says, do you still do live streams on Facebook, or is it all on YouTube? To be honest with you, Don, I'm trying to move it all on YouTube if I can get a good connection like sometimes I have here. The reason being, on Facebook, I do it on a cell phone. The setup of it, you know, I got to put this here so the cell phone stands, and then it's sometimes it lags, sometimes it doesn't. And while actually the quality is much better than here, I have to say, I don't know. But this is very simple for me. Everything is set up. I just open the laptop and I can go on in a second, and no fuss with it. Of course, I'll have less of a problem that I have with YouTube on Facebook. So I'm not really not sure. You know what I may do? I may actually do both of them at the same time. I may actually do both of them at the same time, have my cell phone here and have the laptop open, and one goes through YouTube and one goes through Facebook. I think that's what the best choice would be. So in that way, I'll maximize the number of people who can enjoy our sessions. Now, the next question I have here is from Alien again. It says, then he told me that now it's too late cause he's getting engaged. He begged me to start over for like a year, and now he said he doesn't want me anymore, even though he loves me. Should give up? Yeah, just give up. Let him go. Don't play with these kind of nonsense. Oh, I wanted you now. How could you? If you're engaged with someone, it must have been some kind of a courtship for a few months, a long time, before it gets to the engagement. But during that time, you were begging this girl because you probably just wanted to have sex and use her. Or some girls do the same thing with the guys. So don't buy into that bullshit. If the guy really loved you, who wanted to get back with you and tried for a year, then he wouldn't give up just because now he's engaged. What happened? They told him that now you're engaged. He chose it. So he can unchoose it if he wanted to. Or he could have just said, how can I engage with somebody else when I like this girl and I'm after her? So obviously he's not being, forthright. So let's go to the next one. What is your favorite tea? Wolves West. Wolves West is a new name. That's like Wolves West is like the Wild West, the movie and the series. Well, my favorite tea these days, in the old days, it was Assam with cardamom in it and a couple of tea mixed, I guess. I don't know exactly what they were, and maybe some saffron sometimes, maybe. But lately, I only drink herbal tea. And lately, I don't even drink herbal tea. I am drinking like this, which is this much cranberry juice and 1 scoop of this crystallized powdered beet from Germany. Comes in a box, in a jar. So 1 scoop in it. And this much cranberry juice, no sugar, no nothing, just pure cranberry juice, and then hot water. Actually, that's what I have every morning, which must be pretty good because the beet gives you that nitric oxide quality and ability to produce because of L-arginine and all that it has in it. And then cranberry juice, very good for you, lots of good stuff about it. And hot water makes it warm. While this is pretty cold now. Oh, and this particular one, I tried something. I sprinkled some cinnamon dust. Not bad. It's a little extra flavor in there. Now, Robert says, yes, we can see you. And now John says the video froze and it disconnected for a while. Yes, that's what I was hoping to hear, because that's what happened here. It's probably because I'm not directly connected to internet. It's through Wi-Fi, and I wanted to connect the hardwire to the laptop, but there's not enough big enough hole here for it. So I may do it on my big computer a little later on. We'll see. I'll learn as we go. And John says it's okay now. And Robert says, yeah, I'll tell you if we can hear. Okay, thank you. Davon West says, these are new names. Good. My ex cheated and left for a guy that she was dealing with at her job. Okay. Good riddance. We've been together for 4 years and have a 3-year-old son. Oh. It is true that once a cheater, always a cheater. And why I want her back? Well, you want her back because we've discussed that in the videos, because of your order. You have been creating an order with this girl through your life, things that you guys do every day, each one of you independently or connected to each other. You have activities and certain things to be done in a certain way from the morning you wake up, and you have created this order of life with each other in it, in your case with her in it, and this order continued. You guys then have a child and the order becomes more elaborate and then continues, and suddenly this actor of your theater, of the scenario of life that you're writing, you're the writer of it, the actor suddenly decides not to cooperate, not to play anymore. Now, you miss her because there is a place in this story that needs to continue, is missing. Need somebody to act that in the story, so the story of your life can follow its order that has been created. So 2 things are happening. One, the order is not the same as before. She's not there. You can't do the same things the same way before. The order of life has changed. Your responsibilities and abilities and time available to you and the norm of things have changed. So that has kind of disturbed the order, which is one big thing. Mostly that is what the devastating happens in any breakup. And secondly, the actor that you were able to use to continue this life story, you and your little one and her, that part is now missing. So you don't know who's going to carry this part of the life, this part of the act, this part of the scenario. So these are all what is concerning you. And the reason you want her back, because again, it had a certain order with her help, especially having a child. You think that without her it's not possible, but it is possible. If you guys can discuss it clearly and understand that the child's well-being and welfare comes ahead of yours, and understand that you guys have decided not to live with each other, but it's not the child's choice, it is your choice, meaning her choice. And if that's the case, she must understand, both of you, cordially discuss that you two must understand that the child must be kept away from this choice of hers, or choice of you adults, so to speak. Meaning, you must create an environment where the child still feels safe, happy, loved, and still feels mother and father are around. And if you want to be separate, fine. Each will have separate lives, but make sure you do not introduce your newcomer into your life, your new girlfriend or boyfriend, into life where the child is supposedly to be the main character, where the child is spending his life, how the child is spending it. Don't introduce your new boyfriend or girlfriend to bring it into the child's life. Let the child be comfortable to know that there's a mom, there's a dad, everything is the same, they're just not living together. In other words, you have your date when the child is with the dad, and you will have your date when the child is with the mom. And don't bring your new boyfriend or girlfriend into the child's life. That is not acceptable with the child. It causes him or her anger, upset, and you should respect that. It is your decision. It's not his decision. The child wants mom and dad both. So create that environment together to make it work for you and for the child. That's the most important thing in that. And why you want her back? I don't know. Why do you want her back? Why do you want someone back who has proven to you, expressed her unwillingness to be a partner in the life that you guys started together? Why do you want her back? My rule is, once somebody leaves you, then leaves you. That's it. Can't come back. It's not a joke. You want to build something, you got to be on solid grounds and trust each other and be together through hell and heaven. You can't just simply, well, I don't feel that valuable now. The girl wants to go and find another guy to find what? You've had all those opportunities before you decided to commit to a man and have a child with him. And the same thing for the man. You had all those opportunities to go with as many women as you want, but once you commit to one woman and have a child, then there's no, it's not logical to suddenly put yourself first. Now I want to try other things. I want to go find myself. All this bullshit is because you haven't created a satisfactory life of accomplishments, and you feel like you can fill that void by simply jumping from branch to branch and see what else is offered there, so you can get a shortcut, some freebies coming in so you can feel valuable, instead of creating this value by yourself through your own accomplishments, learning and knowledge that is available for you. Instead, you just say, well, this doesn't work, so I'm going to switch it. The girl says, I'm going to switch the guy, as the happiness is in another guy, and the guy says, I switch the girl because she's hotter or whatever, as if that is where the unhappiness is really being challenged. Instead, build yourself, be committed to life, find things that you love in your life, and get yourself more educated, more wiser, get more knowledge, pay attention to things that you really can learn, experience in this world, and attend to your duties and responsibilities. It's very easy to leave everything and go to the next one, because you've done this much here and you leave it all and go to there until you bring that relationship to the same level as this one was. You seem to be an expert. Everything is simple. But again, what do you do when you get to that same level as when you left it in this relationship? Again, you're going to leave it to somebody else, because as soon as things get tough and challenges of life show themselves, suddenly you think, oh, it's better I go to somebody else. That will never really bring happiness to you. Happiness is made from your commitment to life, yourself, your causes, your positive causes that helps yourself, your family, and the humanity as a whole. And that's where happiness results, by accomplishments, not by switching to another guy to see what other guy can give you, or switching to another girl and see what kind of a, fun you will have with her, and what kind of a image you can create about yourself in her. It's all about the image. You think the image you have of yourself in this relationship is not satisfactory, and you want to go somewhere else where the new person doesn't know the stuff that could create a certain image of you in his mind that you may not like him to know. So you dump this guy and you go to the next one with a new image. You put up a new show, put up a new hairdo, everything new, and you think you have changed. You will come back to do and behave and think and feel and act and react the same way, and everything will end up being the same way. That's no solution. So, short and long is, why do you want her back? Deal with it. Be a man and make it work for your child, number one, and then she can go and do whatever it is that she wants to do. If you guys have already, the reason I say that is because you guys have already tried it. That's why, that's when she left. It's not like she said, I want to go, and you said, okay, go. You've tried, obviously, probably some problem showed and you discussed it, you tried your best, and still she didn't want to stay, or you didn't want to stay, one of you didn't want to stay, or both of you didn't want to stay, and you separated. Well, on that note then, what's to come back for? What, in a year later, what? Went out, didn't find anything better, and you're coming back for another go, and then again? That's a wishy-washy kind of life. Either in it or not. I remember in the movie Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi said, either do or not do. So, it's very true. So, let's now see what else do we have in here. These answers are a little bit long. I'm just needing more of this magical drink. So Robert says, mine cheated too after she told me she loved me like crazy and wanted it to last forever, no matter what. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes that happens. Okay, Robert says, yeah. Now, let's see. Nicole. That's a name I heard once before, I guess, in our live talks. Nicole says, my ex-boyfriend and I agreed to break up a few weeks ago. We still have to live together for a month or so. He doesn't want to fight for us as he feels emotionally exhausted. However, he seems to still want us to talk to each other as friends and was seeking emotional support from me, whereas I think we should limit our conversation, etc. He got moody with me after I said that. Am I being wrong? Well, you know, it's hard not to talk to someone when you're still living in the same place, apartment or house. You can limit the talk into cordial necessities. You know, you can't be enemies. You've been together for I don't know how long. Again, guys, remember our rule was letting me know where you're tuning in from and how old you are. So at least I have a little bit of a picture of who and what level of discussion I'm having with whom. However, when you guys have been together, I don't know how long, that's missing information, but somehow you're living together. You were living together for a long time. And suddenly becoming each other's enemy doesn't make sense. You can get up, say hello, and you know, how are you? And that's enough. Limited. But you can't ignore each other because that brings more resentment. And but once you break up, I'm not really that clear how it can work when you break up with a girlfriend that you live together and still now, you know, see each other from time to time, be friends. I mean, it usually goes from meeting someone, getting to know each other, becoming friends, maybe for a short time or a longer time, and then becoming intimate and so on. But the other way around, when you've already become intimate and it's not working, now you want to come back to be friends. Where do you want to go? To go backward, now getting to know, meeting each other and then say goodbye? Or you're going to come back to make up again after being a friend? You know, and it's never going to be okay with the next girlfriend or the next boyfriend that you guys meet, and you're still friends with this ex, and then the new guy or the new gal will say, who's this guy or who's this girl in your life? And so, you know, she's my ex and we were, it's all just bullshit. Either you guys made it or you break up. What is it that you're scared of? Make a decisive decision. That's why people so easily think about breaking up, because they think, I break up, we'll be friends, and well, sometimes we make love too, and we go do things, but we break up until something else happens. I mean, there's no commitment. That's why people think, well, it's not really it's break up, but I still have him, or break up, but I still have her. You know, we still. But if it's really serious, and you think about it, that it's break up, then you'll think twice before decide to give up and break up, or try to resolve things. Right? If there are no children involved, in my opinion, you break up clean. Gone, finished, bye-bye. Next. But you have children, that's a whole different story. Morning from Thailand, Saruda says. Hello, Saruda. How is that Sumatra volcanic reaction? I think it's 3,000 kilometers away from you in Indonesia. But how is it affecting Thailand? Is it at all? Do you see any of those ashes and stuff, or you're safe? And we go to Robert. 8 p.m. I'm in Houston. Thank you, Robert. Houston, Texas. So Houston, we don't have so much trouble tonight. It looks like in most cases, the streaming is okay. Do give me some feedback, guys, from time to time if the streaming has a problem. Olga. Hello, Olga. Как у вас дела? Хорошо? Good to see you here too, Olga. Thank you. Rolling says, hello, Mehran. Good to be here. Hello, Rolling. And thank you for your kind suggestion for having the live talks both on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And I think I will try it one of these days. I'll have my cell phone here and the laptop, so this will do the YouTube, and the cell phone will do the Facebook. Maybe I'll be able to reach more people that way. But remember, I've always asked you, and still continue asking you, if you guys find the channel helpful and you're enjoying it, or have been enjoying it, with over 750 videos of different kinds in regards to thoughts, consciousness, fears, desire, and ego, and their relationship with each other, their interaction with each other, their role in our life, and also about relationships. If you've been enjoying them, then please do share them on your social media, whichever the video that you think is appropriate for you. I know some of you don't want to share the videos about breakups because you don't want anybody to know that you're going through hardship. But there are other videos on this channel that you can at least choose them, have nothing to do with breakup. Find them on the playlist called The Psyche, and that is all talking about thoughts, consciousness, fears, desire, and ego, and how they act and react in our daily life. And then let people know about our work, and know that there's support available, and at the same time promote the channel, and the channel will get to know to have more subscribers, and that's how we grow. As I'm sure you all remember, and you may be part of it, hundreds and hundreds of people have expressed their happiness about the channels and how extremely helpful and life-changing it has been to them, to many of you in many big ways, and it's all been free. So please do help the channel by sharing it, and also promote it on your, wherever it is that you can promote it in any way that you see fit. And do visit my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and do pick up one of those ebooks that I've purposely made it to be ebook version, to be affordable at any currency anywhere in the world. Don't forget that you can always have a one-on-one talk with me on Skype consultation, which I do that all around the world with anybody who needs it, when they go on my site and book a time, and we will have a chat on personal basis. Let's see what else we have here. Robert says the H by Anton. Okay. Rolling says cool, and so Rolling says in west side of H Town. I don't know what H Town is. The only H I know is Hawaii. Robert says so cool. Okay, alien exists, and I'm the proof. Says thank you, dear. You're blessed. Okay, thank you, my dear. I appreciate you being here with us. Yeah, small world, Roland. Now, El Hajj, how to know if somebody is narcissist by their behavior? Well, you can tell that they don't really put you first, and everything that they seem to be doing it for you, it's a benefit to them. If it's not right away, it's a prelude to something they want to ask from you. So it's always a manipulation, and they are selfish, and they simply are thinking about what's good for them and how they can use you and abuse you. And they play cool and like a lamb for a second just to get the previous behavior of them towards you out of your mind, and you'll be fooled that it's now covered and deleted when they're being harsh and aggressive and manipulative and an asshole, and then they turn quickly into some kind of a pussycat just to make you forget about their bad behavior so they can now do it again, because that's their problem. They can't get away from it. They have a need to be nasty, to do selfish things, but yet they know if they continue it, you will retaliate. So they kind of go up and they play like a mouse, and then again, constantly put you in a certain of a condition and always create fear into your heart. Always create fear into your heart so they can get you to do more things or to feel that if they're in control. So all of these you can watch for, and of course there are lots of articles on how to recognize a narcissist on internet. And RLT Berry, well, I'll just call Berry, says, you're the man. Thank you for everything, sir. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. Don't forget to share. Saruda says, I feel so empty and lost after breaking up, moving back to home country, feeling trapped, living with family, especially protective parents. That's all right. You'll grow up older and you will have your own job and you will again move out. That will all come. It's not like the end of the world. And really, sometimes living with parents is exactly what you need, just to feel that calmness, comfort, security. And it's okay if you comply with something that they wish. It's better than having to comply with something out there. They're your parents. They can never do you wrong. So be cool about it. And you will move back out again once things get well. No worries. Barry says North California, 41. Oh, okay, you're the good age. Young and best time of your life. Robert says, thank you, you're welcome. And El Haj says, 23 and Minnesota. Okay. Now, guys, it seems to me that we have gone now over 1 hour and 14 minutes, and I think we have answered all questions that was requested an answer here. I hope that I have not missed any of them, and I would like to ask you to please do make sure you check my Facebook page, like the page. Facebook page, as you know, is called Mind That Seeks Truth Author, and another page, Mind That Seeks Truth Books. Both of them are mine. Go on them and like them, and also check with the bell on the YouTube, so every time we are on or something new comes up, you'll be notified. And do check the site mind@sixtruth.com and see what's there for you to get benefit from it. And in that way, we will all do what we're supposed to do, and the channel will get encouraged and get more subscribers, hopefully. Anyhow, wish you guys have a wonderful week. It's very snowy here today in Vancouver. We had snow all day long and still snowing, and that means the whole town is going to kind of shut down partly. I hope wherever you are, you're safe, and if it's snowing, drive carefully. If it's raining, again, drive carefully. Be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.